Do you need to go to a podcast studio for you to get results for your business with a podcast? Now, you might think because I own a podcast studio and that's what we do for a living, that I'm going to say yes. But the truth is, you don't have to come to a studio. Hey, everybody, my name is Trevin Angul from the Video Podcast Studio here in Green Valley, Las Vegas. We're here to help entrepreneurs save time, create more content, start podcasts, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? Make it really easy. So do you need a podcast studio for you to get results from your podcast? I mean, honestly, no, right? When people come in and do a tour of the studio, I kind of always say that. When we get to the end, I go like, look, if it's a good fit for them to start a podcast and I think it can really bring value to their business, I tell them the same thing. Look, we would love to have you here, but even if you go somewhere else, even if you do it in your house, even if you pull out your phone, even if you use your webcam, I don't really care. I just want you to start doing this because we know the value that it can bring to your business. Now, is there perks to using a studio like ours? Of course there are. We make it really easy. There's an engineer. I don't know if you've ever tried doing this on your own. It's not that easy to get good lighting, to get good audio. And something that's happened to a lot of our clients that tried doing it on their own is they finished an entire session and didn't push record, which I hope isn't happening to me right now because I'm actually alone in the studio. And it has happened to me when I am alone in the studio. And so we make it easy. It obviously looks nicer. So like, for example, we had a client that was like, hey, I'm going to create a studio at home. And I was like, that's great. Create it at home, leverage it to create more solo content, put out more content, put out more episodes. That's amazing. I'm hyped for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Happy to answer them. And she's like, and then I'm going to bring in guests that are important to the studio. Because if you have a studio in your home, even if your home is really nice, you probably don't want to bring people there, right? It's kind of weird to bring people to your house to go film. It's nice to go to a professional place. We are at a corporate building. You walk in, it's super pretty. We're in a corporate office, lots of parking, shaded parking as well. Their car's not going to get stolen. It's not ghetto out there, right? And so part of podcasting should be about the experience, right? Everything in business is about how do the customer feel? What's the customer experience like? And when you're podcasting in the way that we talk about, right, leveraging it to network, you want that experience to be good, right? If I'm bringing in a potential referral partner, I don't want to bring them to my house. That might be dirty. My 4-year-old might be running around shirtless and screaming, doing flips and terrorizing the dog like he does. I want to bring them somewhere professional where they walk in and go like, oh my gosh, this is cool. And it gives me more credibility, right? It gives you more credibility, even if you're just starting out in business. And so going to a professional space, it's easier. It could bring more credibility. And honestly, the quality as well gives you more credibility online because, yes, the content or the context matters a lot more than the way it looks. But if you can have really good content that also looks really good, it's going to do even better. And so I always say you don't have to use us. In fact, if you can't afford it, then don't use us. We don't want you to stretch yourselves thin. Pull out your phone, do Zoom calls, right? It's not going to look the same. It's not going to sound the same, but just get started. Start leveraging a podcast for your business and don't give up. It's not easy. Look, nothing about podcasting is easy, and we're going to do an episode about that, but it's worth it. If you stick with it, if you do it the right way, and we're here to help guide you along that journey. So if you have any questions about podcasting, make sure you reach out to us. Once again, my name is Trevin from the Video Podcast Studio here in Las Vegas in the Green Valley area. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff. Leave some comments, leave some questions. I'm happy to answer anything that you might be wondering. See you guys on the next one.